Welcome to another episode of Three Questions and a Laugh, a new show where I get a chance to speak with really interesting people about really interesting topics. And then I ask my guests to share a joke, a pun, a funny story, something to bring a smile and a laugh to you during these challenging times. In this post-Mother's Day episode, I'm very pleased to welcome my friend Neil O'Keefe. Neil is the Vice President of Enterprise Marketing at 1-800-flowers.com. Welcome, Neil.
Hey, Craig, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for joining me tonight. You know, a lot of people don't know probably the vast brand empire that 1-800-flowers.com encompasses. And so before we get into your three questions, I thought it might make sense for you to give a little bit of overview of the history of the company and the brands that encompass 1-800-flowers.com.
Yeah, sure, Craig. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Jim McCann founded the 1-800-Flower business originally as a floral shop on the east side of Manhattan. And that evolved into one of the very first 1-800 numbers used, one of the very first websites on the AOL platform, one of the first businesses to use machine learning, one of the first businesses to use voice search, voice commerce. So really technology forward. And along the way, he's acquired a collection of 12 brands that make up our company. Some of the bigger names that you might know are Harry and David, Cheryl's Cookies, the Popcorn Factory, and the most recent addition to the group is Sherry's Berries, which we acquired last year.
That's a vast set of brands and a very impressive one. It's probably a great place to start off our questions. So with 12 brands in the portfolio, talk to us about the opportunities you have and the challenges you have in managing that mix.
Yeah, it is. It can be a challenge. Each of the brands, some of them have very specific product offerings. Popcorn Factory, obviously being one of them. Sherry's Berries, which is dipped chocolate. Harry and David's a little bit more diverse, but the challenges there are really getting in front of the customer, letting them know who we are. Just like you said, a lot of people don't know we're connected. So that's a big part of my role, is to introduce customers across the brands. And we take a very conservative approach in how we do that. Just because you buy from one brand doesn't mean you're going to get an email from all the brands. So we work really hard to do proper introduction across those brands and manage those customers' preferences. I find the biggest challenge I see in the gifting space also is that the customer is not the end consumer. The person who receives the gift is the person who really experiences the brand. Our customer experiences the checkout process and the payment, but the gift recipient really they see the gift, they get the smile delivered to their home.
That is a unique challenge versus other retailers for sure. So you know that Premier is a technology company. We help organizations get the data they need to be successful. Talk to us about the role that data and technology play in your enterprise.
Yeah, as I mentioned, we've really been technology forward in terms of trying new things, fail fast. Our internal expression is you're allowed to get speeding tickets, nobody's allowed to get parking tickets. So we're constantly trying new technology. What we're driving toward, though, is to evolve ourselves as an engagement brand, to be increasingly relevant and personalized to our customer. And again, like I said before, that is about getting to know the circle around the customer, who's important in their lives. More importantly, the important dates and events in their lives. So if you've got a wedding anniversary coming up, if you've got birthdays coming up, I want to be able to talk to you relevantly about that and have your experience with our brand on our website mirror that and really want to convey that personalization and relevance so the customer feels comfortable coming back to our brands for all of their gifting needs.
You and I talked offline about the challenges of that with the wrong information, what that can look like, which is probably a topic for another conversation, because your third question has to do with COVID. We can't ignore the pandemic and the impact it's had. Talk to us a little bit more about how it's impacted your business now and what long-term effect is it going to have on your strategies and your tactics?
Yeah, look, we're all home now since mid-March. That's a big cultural change for us. The mentality in our business is to be present in the business. Can't sell flowers unless you're in the store. I'm not physically in a floral shop, but the expectation and the culture is that we're in the office, working in the office. So working from home is new. Early on, the floral business was negatively impacted. Still seeing shifts in behavior. Customers can't send flowers to funerals, to hospitals. So that shifted though about 2-3 weeks in. Recent article talked about that in the Wall Street Journal this week. And people are sending more flowers now directly to the homes. So the floral business picked up, and the food businesses got busy right away because, as we all know, it's been a challenge getting groceries, and sending food gifts is awfully thoughtful of families sending to friends and family across the country. So that's been something I think that's really short term. We've had to close several of our retail stores. The Harry and David stores will remain permanently closed, unfortunately. Long term, though, we're really looking at the messaging that we're delivering to our customer and the tone. And I think this has been a push for us to be more thoughtful about how we communicate with the customer. We talk about being an engagement brand, and I think we've really started to walk the walk, so to speak. Each week now we send out a letter from our chairman and founder, Jim McCann, and his brother, Chris, our CEO. And it talks about just getting engaged with the customers and giving you tips about how to get engaged with your family and stay engaged with your family with simple notes and emails and hopefully a gift from the 1-800-Flowers brands. We just introduced a new relationship with an app called Wisdo, which allows you to experience what others have experienced. So if you're going through a hard time in your life, you can go out there and find groups that have already been there, and they can help get you through it and give you advice. So I think those connections that we're trying to build out with our customers is something that we hope to see out there for a long term.
Well, if there was ever a brand that was poised to weather the storm, I would say would be you all with your 12 brands and the strength of your name over the last, 40 years or so, plus with a great VP of enterprise marketing. So we wish you continued good luck and success during this period and beyond. You know how this works. We always end with something funny, a joke, a pun, a funny story, something to bring a laugh and smile to the audience's face. I know you're the proud dad of 3 girls, and I know your sense of humor. So hit me with your best shot, Neil.
Well, all of our businesses are in the business of delivering smiles. So appreciate the opportunity. And even though I don't work in the floral shop, I don't handle the flowers, you start to pick up some of the floral lingo. And I was wondering did you hear the one about the flower who went on a date with another flower?
I did not.
It's a budding romance, Craig, a budding romance.
Oh, classic dad joke.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So you and I have been friends for a long time now, but I bet you don't know my favorite rock band.
I do not.
Guns N' Roses, Craig. Guns N' Roses. I've got one for popcorn, cookies, chocolate.
I'm sure you do. We're out of time, but I'm sure you do. So we'll save those for the next time. I appreciate the time today, Neil. I appreciate your insights and what you're doing, and wish you continued success and all that you do.
Thanks, Craig. Great success to you. Stay well.
I appreciate it. Thanks, friend. Bye.